here, and I would want to ask her to come and address you. And after addressing you, she'll bring the
Comrades power. Comrades power. May I explain and say, when we are in a struggle, we are all comrades. It's not just for the student leadership. It's comrades in the struggle. Your Excellency, Raila Amolo Odinga, the leader of Azimio, and we believe the person who was actually elected president of the Republic of Kenya, my colleagues in the leadership of Azimio, religious leaders, all very distinguished participants of this forum. It is a great day that we are meeting to discuss what our grievances are. The cost of living, that goes without saying. And all of you have mentioned it when you asked that Article 43 on basic rights be implemented. And while waiting for its implementation, the cost of living must be attended to immediately. And I know the other side keeps on saying they have given fertilizer to farmers. Would just like to tell them that Kenyans don't eat fertilizer. They plant with it. And when you plant, it takes 3 to 4 months for results to be seen. You cannot answer the question of no food on the average Kenyan table by saying you have issued fertilizers. There has to be an immediate solution to an immediate problem as we wait for what has been planted. There's something I said immediately the results, or even before the fake results were announced by the Chebukati Commission, that Azimio had a majority of members of parliament. May I repeat that here now, that the total number of Azimio members of parliament, of the National Assembly and Senate, which forms parliament, is still higher than that of Kenya Kwanza, even today. They hold the post of majority leader, but they do not deserve it. If you go to the website of parliament to see how people were elected, you will still see that Azimio has the majority up to today, because they have not formally, none of the parties has formally migrated to Kenya Kwanza. Azimio is a majority party. If you go to the counties, Azimio has 24 elected governors. 2 migrated after elections, but informally. Having 24 as against Kenya Kwanza's 21 means that automatically they have a majority. So when we are saying our leader won, it is not a joke. And actually, Azimio didn't just have 24 counties, it's 24 governors. But the counties where Azimio candidate was leading, presidential candidate was leading, are 26. Actually, they are 27, not 26. 27, Narok, Azimio was leading. Today, it has a UDA governor who was declared in Nairobi, not in Narok. Nairobi, the seat went to UDA for governor, but the vote was Azimio. Taita Taveta, an independent, the presidential vote went to Azimio. 27 counties versus 20 counties. Is it possible that they could have legitimately won? The answer is no. Hiyo mahesabu haiingiani, nitasema tena. Therefore, when we ask for the server, we want the truth to be out. And those who are telling us that the Supreme Court decided, yes, it did, and we disagreed with it. And I do not know how a court of law, let alone the Supreme Court, can allow a foreign company to refuse to open the servers when the Kenyan law, Kenyan constitution says that the elections must be accountable and verifiable. How do you verify without the records? Following information by the whistleblower, which you have been shown today, any Kenyan under Article 35 can demand to be shown records held by IEBC. So when Azimio asks for servers to be open, we are asking it pursuant to our constitution. And our constitution is like no other. I do not know whether there is any other constitution that gives so much leeway to the citizen and that gives supremacy to the and sovereignty to the people like our constitution. So anybody who is not familiar with our constitution ought not to question why, after a court process, we are asking for the servers. Because we are entitled. And the contract we made for ourselves, which is the constitution, entitled us to ask. And the simple question is, you say you won, why do you fear to open the server? The behavior, the body language tells you they know they did not win. Lakini server ni lazima itafunguliwa. Kama hautafungua, Wakenya watafungua kwa nguvu zao, zile wamepatiwa na katiba. We shall use our sovereignty as the people to ensure that the records are laid bare, so that we may be able to proceed. I want to very quickly remind you, 2007 elections were contested. We formed a coalition government. We never audited the actual results. We never got to know where the tank was leaking. 2013, the court did not give justice to the case. As a result, again, we never got to know what the problem was. 2017, the court gave justice but failed to give proper directions. And therefore, the repeat elections were held under the same cloud and therefore boycotted by the opposition. The Malawi court subsequently did better than the Kenyan court. It looked at what the problem was and directed what must be done before the repeat elections. And Malawi got an opposition person as president. 2022 in Kenya, the court failed to give justice. And the whistleblower, let us us know what was in the server. We are therefore saying, do not ask us whether the whistleblower is accurate. Do not ask us whether our information is accurate. The responsibility to keep records is not ours. It belongs to a body we pay called the IEBC. Open the servers and the truth will be known once and for all. If we do not open these servers, we shall be again sweeping the dirt under the carpet, and one day this nation will explode. We must have the servers opened this time, and that is period. Finally, I want to say this, that all demonstrations by Azimio have been peaceful. Even when they try to lie, the truth always out. They lied in pictures about the past demonstration. But the nation, and I want to thank the NTV group, the nation was able to uncover those lies by reminding us that these were pictures taken from before. Some were not even Kenyan. Shame on anyone trying to feed Kenyans with lies. And even that apology by the DCI was not sincere, because the behavior of sections of the police has continued to be the same. Recently, a police officer died from injuries during a demonstration in Kisumu. What did they say? That the officer was killed by Azimio demonstrators. Only for information to leak that he was run over by a police vehicle, and up to this day, we do not know whether they ever stopped to take him to hospital or whether he was taken much later. Shame on them for trying to paint Azimio as violent. All our demonstrations have been peaceful. Hell breaks loose only when police throw tear gas and shoot us with live bullets. We want to say, you can have the might of guns. We shall arm ourselves with the might of the masses. Is gun power versus people power. It is the smoke of whatever chemicals they throw at us, tear gas, versus people power and people resilience. Recently, in Tharaka Nithi, Chuka, they killed the Boda Boda chairman. It was not an Azimio demonstration. But because they had given instructions that all demonstrations are outlawed, it's as though they changed the constitution in their dreams. They used the same force they were using on Azimio on the residents of Tharaka Nithi who are demonstrating, resulting in 2 deaths. I want to appeal to our police, and I know a majority of them are professional. For the few wayward ones, stop using excessive force on fellow citizens. Stop obeying illegal orders. Treat citizens the way you treat your employer. They are the people paying you. So finally, Zain should have been here to hear me say finally twice. say that we will win because we stand for the truth. Hata hatujipigi kifua kusema ati tuko na results. Hizi ndizo results. Tunasema fungua server which will separate wheat from chaff. We realize the nation belongs to us all. And for those calling us names, please don't turn our country to nchi ya wakosa adabu. Refer to people in a proper way. Show maturity and leadership, not immaturity and conmanship. Let the people go. Let Kenyans go from the clutches of evil, from the clutches of injustice, and let the social justice that is being demanded here today thrive. My sister Caroline, I wouldn't worry about Kanchori's book because he is giving his truth as he sees it. One may dispute a section or another, but there is no doubt that the young man is Azimio blood and that he did his work when he was sent to do. Let us allow open debate on issues even when some of you do not agree 100% with what people say. Without much ado, allow me